Libya, we tell them we are ready to die for our country, for the safety and free Libya.
Now, clashes between pro- and anti-government supporters in Jordan have injured at least 8 people. This was the fighting in the capital Amman after Friday prayers. Protesters there calling for more freedoms and lower food prices. 7th Friday in a row that Jordanians have been on the streets demanding change. And in Yemen, at least 6 people have been killed during anti-government protests in the past 24 hours. The so-called Friday of Rage has attracted thousands of people to the capital, Sana'a. Demonstrations have been staged across the country for an 8th consecutive day, with calls for the president to resign growing louder all the time. And in Egypt, where so much of this actually began, inspiration for the popular revolt that's spreading across the region, tens of thousands of people have converged on Cairo's Liberation Square for what they've called a march of victory. Very different scene to those we've witnessed in other countries. Now, this is a week after Hosni Mubarak stepped down as president. Go to Hoda Abdelhamid, who's overlooking Liberation Square. Hoda, you can describe the atmosphere for me in just a moment. I mean, it looks pretty raucous, to say the very least. But the people there not just celebrating, but they say they've still got demands to make.
Absolutely. They actually call it a day of victory and continuation. They say that the systems have still not changed. They say that the detainees are still not all out, and they're demanding for them to come out. And they also say that all the people who are involved in corruption are still not all put under investigation. They surely want to make sure that the entire system is changed. And today they say, yes, it's celebration, but we're also reminding everyone, including the army, that we can come back to Liberation Square as quickly as we did last time.
Now, the bangs we just heard here, which must be deafening where you are actually fireworks, I'm guessing, rather than the gunfire that we've been hearing in other cities. What is the mood down there?
It is an extremely festive mood at the moment, and yes, there are fireworks. I'd say that it's rather dangerous, because it's just people who randomly fire them up in the middle of the crowd. Some are cheered and some are booed, because it's actually quite dangerous. But by and large, it was a very good day for whoever is selling Egyptian flags. There was a solemn prayer, the Friday prayer, earlier in the day, and after that prayer, it really broke up in one big festivity. And I would say that the festivities are not only here in Liberation Square, but in all of what is called downtown Cairo, because wherever you look on the side streets, they're just fully packed with people dancing and singing. So as you were saying earlier, Egypt was an inspiration maybe for the people in Bahrain and Libya. I think these festivities will also be a further inspiration for them.
Hoda, thanks a lot. We're just a short distance away from Liberation Square, a couple of kilometres away. Another rally is taking place, this one featuring pro-Mubarak supporters. And Shireen Tadros went to find out what they wanted.
A rally to restore Hosni Mubarak's pride. That is what this event has been billed as. And hundreds of people have turned up to show their support to the former president and to say that they're not against the revolution, they're not against change, but they are against the way in which Hosni Mubarak was talked about and the way in which he stepped down at the end of 30 years of service. And they're here also to say thank you to Hosni Mubarak for that service. But even with all these words of support for Hosni Mubarak, nobody here is asking for him to be reinstated. It feels a lot more like people want to give him a happier send-off. And the fact that this rally can take place just kilometers away from the one in Liberation Square, where people are expressing very different feelings, shows just how far this country has come in the last few weeks.
Ibrahim Shakid, Deputy Director of Doha Brookings Centre, with me now. Let's talk about Egypt, since that's where Shireen was first of all. She said how far this country has come in just a matter of weeks. What was surprising about it was how quickly it happened and how quickly the sentiment has spread across the region.
That's correct. Actually, it's happening very, very quickly, and the developments are happening in a very timely manner. That it's really becoming hard for us to follow the news that's happening every day, every 5 minutes. And now it's getting into, it's mushrooming all over the region.
More shootings in Bahrain. Let's concentrate
Yes.
on that one first of all. Within the last hour or so,
Sure.
where does it go from here?
I think we're going to see escalation in Bahrain. The protesters would make a big mistake if they engage in any sort of escalation on the violent level. They should stay non-violent, and they should be able to express their views freely without any resort to any underground kind of work, because now we hear about the shooting and we don't know where the source of the shooting is coming from. So
is the government in Bahrain going anywhere?
The government of Bahrain knows that they are not going to allow this to happen, and they're going to react, and they're going to react severely if this is, especially if violence continues.
Okay, that's a point you make that's well made, Ibrahim. Listening to this, because we're going to talk now to Ali Al-Aswad, opposition member of parliament, who's been at the hospital, the Sulaymaniyah hospital. So good to have you on this program. Tell us what you saw at the hospital.
I'm in the ICU now again here. The latest news, what I heard, the head of ambulance team has been arrested there near to the roundabout, per roundabout, by the army and police. And they told him that we don't have more casualties, while the people, they have seen a lot of casualties, more than 60 casualties there, seriously. There are three cases in the theater here. I mean, just, there are, hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please continue.
Yeah, 3 serious cases here in Sulaymaniyah Hospital. The doctor says one of them might not be alive. I mean, could be died, but we're trying now the last to try for him. I'm sure within a minute we will know exactly what's happening to him. But it's been shooted by a gun directly to the heart and to the head. And this is what I have seen here myself.
And is that the case with most of the people who have been hurt?
Sorry?
Is that the case with most of those who have been wounded, that they've been hit in the head and upper body?
Yes, most of the cases here, it's in the head. I mean, they shoot them in the head and in the chest and the. Hello.
And are you at the hospital at the moment?
Yeah, I'm at the hospital now. All the staff and the doctors here, this is what they are telling me, that just we need the help. We need to bring the casualties from the side there. That's why the head of the ambulance team, he said, I will go myself. The doctor, he's been arrested now there. We're trying to get him to try to call somebody just to help the casualties there, but they say we don't have casualties.
What are you hearing, sir, from the medical staff there? How difficult is it for them?
Medical staff, they said it's a mess, and we can't help all of this because we don't have enough beds, we don't have enough staff to carry all, or to take care of all of these, the injured. The casualties or the protesters would they walk to the Sulaymaniyah hospital again. The police, they use the smokes and the rubber bullets again against them.
Thank you.
Another issue.
I'm going to bring in a doctor at the hospital, Dr. Hisham, and I want to ask you, doctor, first of all, the description is of